news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from some freebies for you guys. We got another plugin company making a horrible mistake. But our top story today comes from Cymatics. It looks like Cymatics has dropped a brand new free plugin. It's basically a halftime plugin, but let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. And as we see here, Cymatics has dropped Deja. They say it's their time warping effects plugin for dreamlike sound. As explained by them, reimagine any sound with customizable warping effects. Deja was designed to completely change the vibe feeling of any sound by time stretching and pitch shifting in a musical way. So basically, this plugin is very similar to Halftime, except for it's free. Obviously, Halftime is not new to plugins, but if you don't have it and you can grab it for free, this is definitely a good option. And it has some pretty cool features in it. Let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check this thing out. So when you open up Deja, it's going to look like this. You have different time signatures in which you can break the halftime down in. You can do fade in and fade out, which is pretty cool because this will fade the halftime in and fade the halftime out. You have different modes which you can use right here. You have a smoothing knob, which basically removes clicks and pops from pitch shifting, and then you have a mix right here. I basically put this on a little sample that I put together. The sample sounds like this without Deja on it. But once we threw Deja on there, we got it to sound like this. So it sounds pretty solid in my opinion. With this plugin, you can do a bunch of different stuff. So you can use this for intros, you can use it for outros, you can use it for breaks in the beat. We'll go ahead and go through some of these time signatures up here so you can hear what it sounds like. So like, let's say I put it on a bar, it's gonna sound like this. And then the more up we go, it's just gonna kind of speed it up a little bit. So what I think is cool about this is that they have this power off button right here. And basically you can fade it in and out the halftime from a half a bar to up to 16 bars. And then the same with the fade in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push power on this, and then you'll see what I'm talking about as I push play. But if I turn this up, it's going to take more time in order for it to fade out. So as you can see there, it's fading out the halftime into the original sample, so that's pretty solid. Another thing that's cool down here, you have this mode, so you can change between the halftime speeds down here as well. So that gives you kind of different pitches and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool because you can use that to switch up and go back and forth every 4 bars or something like that. Another thing that's cool about this is I'll show you how you guys can use this on like an intro or something like that, or an outro or just a break. So this is what the beat sounds like with everything going. But what you can do is you can throw it on over here and you can just use it to switch things up. So you can use it to basically, again, like I said, make an intro or an outro. And then you can mess with the speeds on this as well and the pitches. Pretty solid plugin. I would definitely recommend you guys grab this. It's free, and I'll definitely leave the link below in the description. All right, guys, and the second story I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one comes from Clip Music, and it's called QFX Color. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So when you take a look at QFX Color, it's basically a one knob filter plugin. It typically costs $16.99. I wouldn't pay $16.99 for this, but for free, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check this thing out. So with this, it's just basically a filter plugin. You get different kind of resonances right here. You get different kind of tones. So the tone is basically a low pass filter, a high pass filter. But the cool part about this is that you can basically automate this and use it for intros, breaks and beats, all that kind of stuff. So I'll let you guys kind of hear what it sounds like real quick. So I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that sound. If you do it the other way around, it's gonna be a different filter. So what's cool about this is the resonance over here. The different resonances that you put it on is going to make the filter sound different. We'll go ahead and change the tone though real quick over to warm. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but there is a slight difference in the resonance. I hope you guys have your headphones on. I'll show you guys what I would use this on in the beat. So I just kind of have the beat laid out right here, and I have some automation clips right here. So you see I have an automation clip here, and I also have an automation clip here. So I'm just gonna let it play to right here, and you can hear how I'm basically gonna use the filter and a beat as the intro. So I would just use it like that for a simple transition. In breaking news, it looks like another company has made the brutal mistake of trying to switch to subscription-only service for a plugin. Clearly, they are not reading the room and seeing that is not what the consumer wants. Minimal Audio just recently released a new plugin called Current. It is a synth, and although the synthesizer looks super fire, they were trying to charge $15 a month for the plugin. If you do the math on that, that's $180 a year. Most musicians in this space aren't making money off their music. So at some point, some of these music companies need to realize that doing subscription isn't for all your customers, because people don't want to pay $360 for a synthesizer over 2 years. Now, they did come back and they did decide that they were going to charge $200 for the synth and make some other plans. But let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, Minimal Audio has come out and they have let us know that they want to apologize for how poorly thought out this was. Minimal Audio U-turns on controversial subscription-only pricing model for new saw synth Current. Now, I will say this, Minimal Audio does make some very nice plugins. They make some good stuff. And this does look like it's going to be a solid synth. It looks like it's a combination of like Serum and Vital and all that good stuff. But as we take a look here a little bit more at the synthesizer, you can see here that they're gonna have a lot of their effects in here. So what makes this cool is they have like Morph EQ in here. Morph EQ is a fire EQ. Riff distortion is a fire distortion. They just have some good plugins. And so they're trying to make this ecosystem where they have all of their effects and everything in the plugin. And I do commend them for that, because that's what will set your synth apart from other synthesizers, is putting your top-notch effects in there instead of just some basic reverb, some basic distortion, so on and so forth. But this isn't just for minimal audio. This is for all the plugin companies out there. You guys really need to read the room. I mean, us as musicians, we want to support these companies that we rock with. We want to get you buy your stuff. We want to purchase your software, your equipment, and so on and so forth. But going the subscription model where we can't even own things is no good. A lot of your followers will go with the rent to own motto because you're renting to own. But I mean, as you guys should be able to see by now, we're just not interested in subscription-based services. Look at Pro Tools, look at Waves, look at minimal audio now. The people are going to speak up, and every time content creators are also going to speak up as well. What wasn't fair about this too is that when they sent out, I guess, the original promo package to influencers, they did not tell them that it was going to be subscription-based, because a lot of content creators wouldn't have made that content. So what was disappointing and what kind of hurt was having to watch people like Dash Glitch go back and apologize to all his subscribers because he didn't have the info. He was literally just providing a demo for a product that he was believing in. And so I hope that none of the subscribers out there are taking the backlash and putting it on these content creators because they just didn't know. I also want to say that they did come back and apologize. So here's part of the apology from the owner. I think it's only fair to show this because, again, I'm not trying to bash minimal audio. They did come back and make right on that, and they are going to allow people to buy it right out. And I will say there is a 30-day free trial on it, so that is solid too as well. We got to point out the positives with the negatives. They are giving you a 30-day trial to decide if this is something that you want, and he even said that they were going to fix the pricing model by the time the 30-day model was up for everybody. So that's solid as well. I got to definitely give them props for that, for owning up.
By the time the free trial is finished, we will have a perpetual option of Current up on the website. That's $200, one-time purchase without the cloud integration. Now, the subscription, we're killing the subscription. No more subscription. We'll assign a value to every single thing in the stream, all of the standalone effects plugins, everything. When you sign up for Current, you will be signing up for an all-access RTO program. And while you're on the RTO system, you get unlimited access to everything inside of Current and all of the effects inside of Current as standalone plugins as well. Just everything that we have to offer.
So for me, hearing that, I think it's a very, very good deal doing it that way. Because again, like I said, they have some good plugins that they're putting into the synth. And I understand not wanting to give all the standalone stuff away for free. Because like Morph EQ, again, I think it's like $60 or $70 for that EQ. They're putting all this in there and you're going to get it standalone as well. I understand what they were trying to do, but the model they're going at now is the best model. Let us pay for what we want. And then, we can still support you guys. Our next story today comes from IK Multimedia. It looks like they've dropped a new interface, a new iRig for guitar and bass players. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, IK Multimedia iRig USB compact audio interface for guitar and bass. As it says here, the new IK Multimedia iRig USB audio interface offers the ability to simply record into a DAW or similar. It will work with iPad, Mac, PC, and iPhone, which makes it a flexible interface for many musicians. So obviously this is going to allow you to take your interface and put it on the go or take it on the go. So whether you want to go record at somebody else's house, in your car, on your break at work, if you're going out of town and you need to take an interface with your guitar, this is definitely a solid tool. This new digital version of IK's popular iRig 2 should give users a better sound quality. The unit is 24-bit and runs either 44.1 kilohertz or 48 kilohertz and comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable included in the price. So iPhone 15 will plug straight in, but older models will require the Apple Lightning to USB 3 camera adapter to connect. As far as the outputs, it'll come with a 1/4-inch amp out, that will connect to an amp or pedal board and an 1/8" headphone out for silence practice. Plus it'll have a standard 1/4" instrument input and a USB-C port for connecting your gear. It has a FX bypass switch on the side of the unit. And then one more thing that's very important to mention is this unit comes with access to the basic amplitude and tone-X amp modeling amps, which gives new users a solid set of virtual amps, effects, and cabinets to use with the stuff. You're gonna get Amplitude 5 SE, which is better than the CS, so you're gonna get some of the amps there. You're also gonna get Amplitude CS for iOS users. And then you'll also get tone-X, and if you're not aware, tone-X has a ton of different amp emulations that you can download online. So I believe there's over 100,000 of them. I mean, there's a bunch of different amp emulations that you can download. Our next story today comes from Quiet Music. It looks like they're dropping the 3rd installment of Lo-Fi. So with that comes a free version of Lo-Fi Lite. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So when you open up Lo-Fi 3, it is going to look like this. This version is going to have chorus, reverb, distortion, delay, all that good stuff with it. You got ADSR over here, your LFO modulations, and then you have some volume controls over here. As always, I made a little sample beat using this plugin. It's definitely not mixed down. There's no third-party VSTs or plugins or anything like that. This is just how it sounds. Let's go. All right, so with this thing, you are only gonna get 13 samples. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. When I initially listened to this, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about it this time, because I like Lo-Fi 2 and Lo-Fi the first one, even though most of the sounds were in Lo-Fi 2 and Lo-Fi 1, similar sounds. I was like, I'm not sure about this. But when I started messing with it, I was like, okay, I can mess with some of these sounds. And then they also have a drum kit in here as well. So let's go ahead and just listen to some of the sounds, but I'm just gonna play them one by one on the track so you can hear them. So basically they sound like this. Here's one of them. And then they also have like rain and stuff like that too as well. So that's pretty cool. And they got some drums in here as well. So this whole beat was made from Lo-Fi Lite 3. So again, this thing's gonna come with 13 different sounds. If you're into lo-fi music and you have the other two, you're probably gonna love this as well, because you'll be able to combine all three of them together and make some dope tracks. And it looks like G-Force has just released an emulation of the Oberheim OB-X. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, G-Force's OB-X has up to 16 voices with mono, legato, poly, and unison modes. With unison detune, it features a vintage control for adding subtle analog imperfections, 4 programmable macros, new intro, retrigger, phase and smoothing features for the LFO, new level destination for the LFO, separate PWM1 and 2, discrete levels, discrete tracking, an arpeggiator, chord mode with scalar, individual pan of 8 pairs of voices, chorus, stereo, delay, and reverb effects, and more. So it's got a whole lot going on underneath the hood. You can definitely get a free trial of this too as well. The free trial is good for 6 hours or 7 days, whichever comes faster. Let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check it out. So when you open up OB-X, it is going to look like this. As you can see, it looks a lot like the OB-X in design. We're gonna go ahead and listen to a few of the presets for you guys so you guys can check them out. So we'll go ahead and start with the basses. With this trial mode, you only get the things that are, say, alpha over here. So you don't get to check everything out, but you do get to check out some of it. So here's what some of the basses sound like. We'll check out some of the arpeggios on this thing real quick. We'll go to some of these pads. So it has some fire pads, as you can tell. It definitely sounds like an OB-X to me. Let's go ahead and listen to a few of the leads real quick as well. So for me, this lead is super nice because listen to it. Just sounds super solid. We'll go ahead and listen to a few more. So not a bad plugin at all either. You can definitely get the free trial and check it out for yourself and see if it's something that you're interested. I have one more story for you guys today, and it's a couple more deals I want to bring to you guys' attention. Over at Plugin Boutique currently, if you've ever been interested in plugins that knock, if you were ever interested in knock, that transient shaper that is super fire for your drums, basically you can get it rent to own now. So if you were ever thinking that you wanted it, but the $100 was too much for you, right now it's on sale for 33% off. So as we look here, you can get knock right here for only $675 a month. You can get it rent to own. I use this thing on like all the drums that I make. So this is definitely one of the plugins that I honestly use the most. I put it on every single drum bus that I use. It's got punch, saturation. I don't really use the subharmonics much, but I use the air and I use the clip feature. Just a very solid plugin. I can't stress it enough, and I've done a review on it on the channel as well. And then the other deal I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. Yes, I know I've been talking about universal audio a lot over the past couple of weeks, but I want to kind of put in perspective some of these deals. So don't forget to get the free LA two-way I talked about in the last news report. But they have these UAD mix editions on sale right now. So this is on sale for $299. You have the creative edition that's on sale for $199. And then you have the diamond edition that's on sale for $399. The diamond edition is going to be both of these combined. But as you look here at their plugins, they are typically super expensive. So this one right here is 77% off. So normally this costs about $250. This Mini Moog is 75% off. Normally this costs $200. This Polysynth normally costs $200. This API Vision Strip normally costs, what, $300? $300 for this Pultic EQ, $150 for this Oxide, so on and so forth. So obviously you can see on the prices on all these, this Hitsfield EQ is normally $300. This Reverb is normally $350. So as you're looking at the prices of all this stuff, The LA2A, one of the ones that they're giving away right now is free. It's not one of the ones in this collection, but it does sound similar too. These normally cost $300 for the collection. So now as we take a look here, and then we just we'll go into the mix edition because it's $299. So I just showed you guys a bunch of plugins. This is normally 200 bucks. I just showed you this collection is normally $300. This bus compressor is normally like $200. This right here is normally $300. I'm not sure the price of this pedal. The Century Tube channel strip is normally like 200 bucks. You know, I just showed you this was $300. This is normally $350. This is normally $350. This is normally like $300. This is normally $300. So as I'm telling you guys about these deals, I'm not telling you that you have to get it. But if there was ever a time you were thinking about UA, it looks like UA is finally deciding to drop their prices a little bit. So I'm not sure if they're always going to offer these deals or not. These you don't have to use with a UA Apollo or anything like that anymore, since they have UA Connect. So again, if you've ever been thinking about it, I just keep bringing it up because I don't want for another year to pass and UA has no sales and you decided you want to finally take advantage of some of their plugins, because these plugins are super solid. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, something. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some, hit the keys.